Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, H. Cooper Crafty Bug and Crafty Bug's Homecoming Mum Beehive. I'm not sure which channel this is going on, but one of them. So I am assembling cutouts. Some of these are for orders, some of these are for new designs that I came up with this season. So of course I have to cut them out and assemble them and see how they turn out. This is for a customer. This is for actually a graduation table. So she wanted extra large and 3-layer. But as you can see, I actually make them more than the 3 layers because I like them nice and thick. And those of you that watch me a lot, you know that I do this with most of my cutouts, especially the name cutouts. I just like the looks of them. It gives them more of a 3D-ish kind of look. And you know, it's got more depth to it, and then like I said, it's sturdier. So the gold is the bottom layer, and I did 2 for that one, and then 2 of the white, and I think just 1 of the burgundy. It can be hard sometimes to get those lined up really well. Sometimes the glue wants to stick immediately and not move, and then other times it's sliding all over the place. And I think the more glue you use, the more it's going to slide and longer it takes to dry, but then it's oozing out on the edges, so you got to be careful. And then if you use just a little bit of glue, you know, a light amount of glue, then it sticks much quicker and you have less time to move those around. But I could still kind of move them around. And they're never going to be perfect, but I try to line them up as best as I can. Like I said, this is the extra large size that I sell on my Etsy shop. I've got like small, medium, large, and extra large, and they're not exact. I just kind of give them like, since most of them are for homecoming mums, I'll give them kind of like the flower size, like a 4.5 is going to be the small. 5.5 is going to be medium, and so forth. But I do adjust those a little bit. You know, I can go a little bigger and go a little smaller if they prefer. So it's not exact. Like it has to be 4.5 inches in width. I don't do that to them. And like these were the extra large, and this was actually the second one she'd ordered from me. So yeah, she wanted them a little bit bigger than what I advertised. So I was happy to do that for her. And they probably didn't even realize that it's more layers than what they paid for. But that's how, you know, I figure that up in my costs too a little bit. I add a little bit, not much, but I do figure that out. And this is that burgundy from 12 by 12. I really, really love this burgundy. It's nice and thick. It's really good quality, and it matches like the diamond dust really well, and it also matches the luster, the McGinley Mills luster really, really well. It's more on the red shade. You know, some people are looking more for the purple shade, and to me that's maroon. But you know, some people will say maroon and they want the reddish maroon or burgundy. So this is more on the reddish side. Hobby Lobby has the burgundy, and to me that's more on the purple side. Like it's got red in it, but it's got purple in it too. It's got some purple flakes in it, so if they're wanting more of the purple side, that's a good one, a good choice. And Michael's has a lot of different shades of reds and stuff, or they used to. I've gotten several different shades from them, you know, stuff that would work for scarlet or crimson, and then the different burgundies. But I don't remember them having a burgundy like this, but it's been a while since I've been in one. Again, I'm just trying to line these up as best I can. The smaller, thinner ones, like the top layer, those are going to be more difficult. So I did have 2 for each layer, so it was actually 6 layers. I couldn't remember. It's been a couple of weeks ago and I already can't remember. But yeah, I did 2, 4, 6. So I made it exactly like, we used the same font as the other name that I did for her. They were different colors because she did the colors that they're going to school, what college choice they're going to. And so that top layer is always a little bit more difficult, but I did 6 layers for the other girl. So of course I needed to match that with this one. And the little dots for the eyes, those can be a pain too. Especially these aren't like round dots. They were kind of squarish, but they like one side was bigger than the other side. So I had to be very careful about layering them exactly right. And I think it started moving on me when I tried to put it under the mat. It did. So here I am trying to match it up again. I think one piece stuck to me when I tried to put it under there. So I decided just to clamp it with TJ's reverse tweezers and let it dry like that. And that worked better. See, I cut out several orders at once and set them off to the side, and then I had a day where I just glued everything together, assembled all the cutouts together. Now I'm going to layer the colors, the middle to the bottom, and then the top to the middle. I like to work from bottom to top usually. That just works best for me. Whatever works for you is what works for you. Again, I say this all the time, but I'm never going to tell you that my way is the right way or that you got to do things the way I do them. Just because they work for me don't mean they're going to work for you. I'm happy to share how I do things and help y'all, but yeah, find what works for you. And it does not have to be the way I do stuff. I'm so horrible about leaving these glue bottles open, not closing, not putting the little covers back on them, and then they dry out. But I noticed that one will dry out anyway, even with its little cover on it. But I like that really fine tip for the layers that are, thinner and finer, like the top layer of a name cut out. No, I do not remember what the name of this font is. I'm sorry. I go through too many fonts. I can never remember. And on Silhouette Studio, when you go back, when you make a cutout of it, even if you don't weld it or anything, it won't let you go back and look and see what a name is. It at this point, it's an image to Silhouette Studio, so it no longer recognizes it as a font. Sometimes you have to group it. I guess even like if you group it together, I don't know. I tried to go back several times and look at a font that I used. It's so hard, and I want to say she wanted the same font, so I had a little bit of a time trying to figure out which font it was. But I obviously figured it out, and I've already forgotten again what it was. I'm not trying to hide which font I used. I just get so many. I get them all from Creative Fabrica. 99% of them, anyway, I get from Creative Fabrica. All right, now I'm doing this football for another customer. And this I designed this year. The football player I got from Creative Fabrica, but the football I actually designed myself. I could never find one that had a lot of space on it for like a number or something. So I'm offering this with either the football player or the child's number. And then they are 3 layers, so they can do 3 colors. They could do 2 colors, whatever they want. So anyone that doesn't know like the child's jersey number or anything, or maybe they just like the football player better, this works for them. So the football, like I said, I designed myself, and I do have that on my Etsy shop if you want to go purchase just the SVG. It's really cheap. I think I have it like 99 cents or something, because it's just a football. So she wanted white, purple, and black. And of course, I had already cut out some samples so people can see what they look like. And she wanted it in her colors, but colors layered exactly how I had shown. So white, purple, black on the football, and then purple, white, black on the football player. When I designed it, or when I cut it out the first time, I didn't want the top layer of the football player and the top layer of the football the same color, because I felt like it was just going to blend in too much. But I'm sure somebody will order it that way and I'll get to see what it looks like. But I liked it like this. I felt like the football player really stood out, and then you get more of the color. So you got more white on the football, but then you've got a pop of color with the football player. Plus that black bottom layer is going to pop on that white. And then, like I said, that purple is going to stand out being on the top layer of the football player. I love these reverse tweezers. There's a link to TJ's website in the description. I've got like mom supply stores and then other items right under that, and it should be right in there. And I get my cardstock from many different places. I get several from Amazon. So they're going to be in my Amazon store. Again, link in the description. I get some from Hobby Lobby. I get some from 12 by 12. They have a really good quality cardstock. Like I said, that burgundy I just showed, that's from there. That purple may be from there. That black may be from there. I'm not sure. And then I also, for the same customer, she's doing multiple mums. I'm doing 2 name cutouts. And see, she ordered 2-layer, and I can't remember if they were medium or large. I think they're medium. I can't remember the size just by looking at it. It's either a medium or a large. But anyway, she ordered 2-layer, but she's getting at least 3-layer. That's the way I started it last year, really doubling up on a lot of the orders, not all of them. Especially, you know, like when I was really busy and I'm designing them the way that they're listing, but then I'll forget to make a duplicate of 1 or 2 of the layers. And so that's the only reason why they wouldn't get an extra layer. Just in those times when I'm just so busy and I'm not, you know, thinking about it, and then I go to cut them out and I'm like, oh, I forgot to duplicate a layer, but I'm not going to go back and do that unless I need to for their, you know, to match their order. But they're paying for 2 layers. I mean, I did, like I said, last year I started duplicating some of the layers, but like half and half probably. But they were, you know, I didn't go up on the prices. But I know in my head that I'm going to try to do at least an extra layer for them. If I advertised that way, that I was doing it that way, and I went up on my prices, then I would definitely make sure that I was doing it each time. And I think this year I'll probably do that. But like I said, during those really busy times, it's hard to remember stuff like that. Because I'll have them already designed before I cut them out. That just works for me. Like I'll have these times where I'm just working on my computer, and so I'll go through all these orders and I'll design all their name cutouts and the layers and the colors that they need. That way when I'm ready to cut them out, they're already sized, they're already layered and all that stuff, and I don't have to think about any of that. So if I miss it while I'm designing, then I won't think about it. And usually when I'm designing, I'm just trying to design how it says and get the colors right, and then I'll screenshot it and I'll send it to them. You know, this is kind of what, you know, what it's going to look like, the layers, the colors. So I have to remember to put that, you know, 1 or 2 extra layers in there, and I'm still not quite there yet, especially during those times. But my prices are the same as they were last season. I think I went up a little bit from the season before. I can't remember. You just kind of have to see how much work it is and what your cost is and everything, and then go from there. But I know there's a lot of, not a lot, but there are people that sell cutouts really cheap on Etsy. I don't understand how they're making any money, and maybe they don't want to on it. Maybe they're just trying to gain new customers or something. You know, it's their business. I'm not going to tell them what they need to do. But it is difficult for those of us that are, trying to make money off our listings. Like this is our business. We're all trying to make money. We're not trying to gouge people either. But I know, what I buy. I know what products. I know how much time I spend designing them. I know what goes into them. So for me, I feel like I should get paid for that. And I still am lower than other people too. So I'm always kind of. We used the same font on both of them. I don't remember. See, when they order a name cutout or name cutouts, what I'll do is I will type up the name in Silhouette Studio or Cricut Design Space, whichever one. I will type up their name or pull up text box and do their name in several different fonts, and then I'll screenshot that. I'll send that to them and let them pick which one they want. And some of them will tell me, they like this font or that, not the exact font, but they'll, from the listing, they'll see one that they like and they'll say, oh, I want one like that. Or I want one that's real curvy, or I want one that's, like a jersey number, athletic type. And some of them don't tell me anything. So I'll just give them a variety and then they will tell me which one they want. And when it's like a guy and a girl, sometimes they want matching fonts, and then sometimes they want the guys to be more masculine and the girls to be more feminine. And so I'll give them a variety and they'll just, point out which ones they want, and then I'll design it from there. So that by the time I get to that point, I don't even remember which font it is. They'll just like circle it or something, and I'll go save that, and then I usually have to offset it. If it's a real thin, fine font, I have to offset it and then design it from there. And once you do that, you can't look at the font anymore. That's in Cricut Design Space. Oh, and I always get asked what glue. Again, that's in the description. It's in my Amazon store, but there should also be a link to the glue. It's Art Glitter Glue. I get it from Amazon. I'm going to look and see if I can look at Mallory. Yeah, no, see, they will not, Silhouette Studio will not let you look at a font. It just sees it as an image after that. I don't know why. And there's no way to look up, and not that I know of anyway. See, it just considers these shapes now and no longer a font. Even if you're, not like welding it together or anything. It's crazy. Yep, and Maddie as well. I'm just looking here just to make sure, but yeah, it won't let me look at the fonts. So that's my biggest complaint about Silhouette Studio. And then I did do materials used. So even where I bought all these different layers, or cardstocks, I should say. But I've also got, this isn't the end, I've also got some more cutouts that I have designed for the 2025 homecoming season. And a lot of these that I show, I think I'm just showing two. Both of these SVGs are available on my Etsy shop if you want to purchase them. but I'm going to show you how I assembled these. And then you can also order the cutouts if you don't make cutouts too. So I'll probably add music to this because I am not going to ramble on for another 13 minutes for you guys, but I do appreciate you watching. Thank you. And that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that wonderful things. And thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless, and be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and happy mum making.